Hello everyone, and let's talk about the current state of the new presidential administration's return to office mandates. What we're finding is that they're very bad for productivity. Blanket return to orders really disrupted existing remote workflows, and so employees report that commuting replaces their productive hours. They used to spend more time working, time that they now spend commuting. And we do have research showing that people are willing to dedicate about 40% of their time that they spend commuting to work when they actually work remotely. The workspaces are greatly overcrowded, under-equipped, and inefficient. Many are now joining virtual meetings, which they still have to do a lot of virtual meetings. They have poor non-working Wi-Fi, which also decreases productivity. The intended boosts in productivity have actually backfired, decreasing productivity. So that's the result of the return to office mandates. And not to mention that worker morale and service quality are seriously declining. So some lawmakers looked into what's happening at the Department of Veterans Affairs in particular. The employees there, like employees elsewhere, federal employees elsewhere, are facing cramped, makeshift workspaces. They're working in places you should not be working. Mental health services for veterans have been seriously negatively impacted. For example, how are you going to offer confidential care to veterans in noisy office settings where they have to work in a cubicle or an open office space, right? That's not possible to offer confidential care, and that's our veterans who we're talking about, because the government is not set up to do that if you're asking people to return to the office, whereas previously they were offering this care remotely and people were happy with it. Lawmakers are saying that there's worsening care and worsening staff burnout. Also, teleradiology reports delayed diagnostic turnaround times, overburdened centers, risk physician burnout, and training gaps, so we're having a lot of problems in a lot of areas. Also, let's talk about some other offices. The USDA staff are struggling with outdated IT systems on site, where they had better systems from their remote work setups. IRS offices report shortages of soap and paper towels. They have to bring toilet paper with them, apparently. So employees are resorting to meeting in parked cars for privacy whenever they need to talk about matters that you wouldn't want IRS staff to talk to each other about publicly. Virtual tools are still widely used, but now with higher stress and costs and less reliability. And let's talk about specific demographics. For example, single moms and just working mothers. Single moms especially are facing impossible choices between federal job and family. And of course, working moms who are not single face that choice as well, but it's especially difficult for single moms. Their care costs are skyrocketing, straining already tight budgets. Flexibility is essential for female workforce retention. Women are already underrepresented in federal jobs compared to private jobs. Forced in-office work deepens the problems with women representation in the federal department. Economic impacts extends beyond households to the public sector. So these rigid policies that we have right now, the full-time return to office, are causing burnout and mental health concerns. They're harming productivity. They reduce focus and job satisfaction, straining employee loyalty. Trust in government as a result is worsening among the population because there's poor workplace policy and poor service. Flexibility, by contrast, is a proven path to long-term public sector success with lower costs, higher productivity, less burnout, higher morale, and better public service. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Wise Decision Maker Show. Please make sure to subscribe to the show wherever you checked it out and leave a review. It helps others discover the show and helps us improve the show. And if you have any questions, email me at gleb, Gleb, @disasteravoidanceexperts.com.